Okay, so here we go, and we start, you guess what, with COVID. So our first speaker of the day in this hall is Petar Kocovic, who is senior lecturer at University Nikola Tesla. He was part of Gartner and is in software business and development from 1983. So Petar, you can start. After his presentation, you'll be able to ask questions. So yeah, we can start.
Thank you, Philip, for introduction. I will try to do my best not to deliver this speech to be so difficult for understanding, because, as you see, title is with so many words: digital transformations, challenges, and solutions in post-COVID-19 economy. And before we start with the topic, we must see that in the last 15 years, topic is not new. In the last 15 years, we have a lot of presentations, titles in daily newspapers, in periodicals, especially scientific papers about digital transformations. For that, this is not new, but in the last 2 years, how COVID better. In last 2 years, how COVID-19 lasting, we have more and more solutions in this field. So we must take care about this, let's say, old and new technology. We have 3 stages of digital transformation. We have digitization, and digital transformation. We don't have so everything is okay? Okay. Digitization in Serbian language, we don't use this word so much. Digitalization is more or less okay, and digital transformation, but we're mixing digitalization and digitization. Go to Russian vocabulary and you will see how they pronounce all of those 3 words. Digitization is related to the past. Digitization with the present, and digital transformation with the future. We will see how. Digitization, very strange word even in English. We use these words this word is in English vocabulary from 1955. And digitization is the process of changing from analog to digital. We have to scan paper documents and put into digital form, audio materials to audio digital formats such as MP3, etc. And video, okay, we will convert from tapes to also digital forms. But digitalization is in use from 1885. This word is in English vocabulary more than 100 years. This is use of digital technologies, and practically this is basic or foundation for digital transformation. I will explain you in a few minutes how. Practically we're using computers, tablets, mobile phones. Who using papers? Nobody today. Offices are without papers. And digital transformation practically can refer to anything from IT modernization. We will include here cloud computing, digital optimization, digital business models, etc., plus everything what you will hear in this conference, but not from my mouth, but from the mouth of other speakers. When we're speaking about the roles, about positions in a company, role is position in a company, who is responsible for this CIO is responsible for this transformation. CIO is shortened for Chief Information Officer. And practically CIOs in last 2 years increased the level of some companies to the best, to higher level. 4 building blocks is at the basement. At first is customer, then we have finance, capabilities, and value propositions. Customers, everything is clear with the customers. Okay, we have to serve our clients even if we are in a government or in a government business. We have on some way our clients. When we speaking about the finance, okay, this is the matter of money. We have to take care about money because we're working for money. Capabilities, these are resources what we have to combine across the organization to deliver custom perceived values and value proposition. This is one list. On next slide you will see what does it mean. Quality, service, cost, assets, and constituent experience. About capabilities, we have to think about information, about technology, about people and culture. I like to make one, let's say, great attention to this term, because if you don't have people in our organizations, this doesn't work. Assets, capital structure, ecosystem, stakeholders, and supply chain. Also, supply chains are very, very important. We will not speak. I will not speak in this presentation about supply chain, but okay, you have to consider also that. Key components, 7 of them are. I put on a place. Number 1, strategy and leadership. Then culture change. We had to do that. Optimizing process. We must optimize our processes. We must take care much more about the data. We have to use even new technologies, including software, team structure. We have to restructure our teams, and of course we must deliver results. Without that, digital transformation is just a simple story and nothing we will do with that. In COVID-19, during COVID-19 pandemic era, CIO, I mentioned this is shortened from Chief Information Officer. CEO is Executive Director of the company. CEOs educating executive directors and other senior stakeholders, and they increase with okay, this is because of the live stream, sorry. They increase their, how to say, cooperation with the CEOs around 80% in largest companies. 70% they are practically giving new initiatives with their teams. They put the companies on high levels, and around 70% increased strength in the relationship between CIOs and CEOs. Role of CIOs as an advisors to the board of digital business issues in previous 2 years. Okay, we are at the end of 2021, but in 2019 and 20, because this pandemic started 2019 in Asia, in China and Japan. They increased, especially in the field of partnering, and they start to building allies. And you will see from these 4 these disciplines, those 2 partnering and building strategical allies is practically more important than other 2. When we looking CEOs, executive directors, what are their business priorities for 2021 and for the next year, always is growth of the company on the first place. Technology related, finance, etc., except digital transformation were on their list of top 10. Now, last year, okay, they made this, how to say, this proposition for 2021 last year, for 2022 this year. Digital transformation during COVID-19 era is first time in, let's say, top 10, top 11 tasks of their companies. So with only 7% of whole amount, but they start to think, and many companies start to think on digital way. Impact on digital business for the companies which starts on to think on this way, some 35% is they keep the same focus, and some 29% shifted focus and accelerated their focuses to digital transformations, what is quite okay. The rest CIOs, they don't have and they don't see the value of digital transformation. Okay, we have to redirect resources to digital transformations. Not all companies has enough power to do that. Top companies, they think that they redirect their forces to digital transformations, to digital business on the level of 63%. Some 50 and a little bit more is for typical mid-range companies, and smaller companies only 41%. The reason, they don't have enough internal power to do that. During this period, top 1,000 world companies, they increase their revenues by only 2% globally. But when we're looking in last 4 years, from 2017 until 2020, digital business maturity advanced rapidly. So this means that C-level management, they thinking that they will monetize from digital transformation. From 17 to 47, this is 2.5 times they increase their efforts. We have 8 team priorities for digital transformation. Some companies, they're building a team for digital transformations, how to say, and they centralize their teams. In their teams are people from business, it means sales, production, if we're speaking about factories, and of course IT. And they have 8 different, let's say, stages how they will increase to the highest level. First is vision strategy. If we don't have vision, and if we don't know how to strategize something, we have to say digital transformation is past. If we have vision, if we have possibility to setting vision, we practically define target state experience using some tools for creating visions. Second is we must practically find a way how we will make further development. We have a lot of techniques here. When I started to work for one German company something 15 years ago about digital transformation in this world, I have one small team of programmers here, and this company in the meantime was sold to American company. Name is EBV Electronic. We start to make mutual teams for digital transformation. They like everything to go to computers, to be digitalized, and building these mixed teams, we have to control all of our ideas, and we did it at this time using, let's say, Scrum technologies, what programmers using in project management process. But at this time, we're using Scrum not only for programming, but we're using also to see if we deliver enough for a certain period of time on daily basis, weekly basis, 2-week basis, etc., etc. So there are another tools for developing strategies. Next thing is change management. Of course, I spoke and I shown previous slides that some companies and some institutions, of course, we don't speaking about the companies, they must change also the management style. And if companies don't have possibility to do that, practically they have to forget about digital transformation. I'm not speaking about only top-level management. I will speak also, I consider managers of small teams, chiefs of some small groups, not only for top management, but if we don't have support from top management, in this case also we have to forget about digital transformation. Next thing is vendor management partnership. Companies that have a lot of vendors now, they start to deliver to them products or services using web services, and their customers must be satisfied with that. So buying and selling process must be included into this fourth block. I think, by my opinion, this HR talent management is most important. If we don't have enough talents in the company, not only in IT departments, but to move from other fields to IT, to, let's say, educate on other positions in a company, in this case, we are in big trouble. Next is value assurance. We must also deliver, let's say, the values, and we must show the money to the company. Otherwise, these projects will be switched off very, very easy. Measurement and reporting. Okay, 7 building block is we have to find the right and proper tools to measure digital transformation, and 8 is customer experience research. We must also find a way how we will measure this. 8 reasons are for digital investment in digital business or digital transformations: market conditions, financing, talent and leadership, execution, strategic planning, organizational and culture changings, product strategy, and tech-related. Red is companies who accept those changes. On the left side are companies who did not accept, or their managers. So we see that things are moving toward the digital transformation. Those 3 elements are critical. By my opinion, organizational culture is one of the top. What CIOs has to do? 3 things to practically find a way how to cultivate, to nurture the people, not only from their departments, also from other departments of the company, to accelerate smoothly, not to accelerate fastly. Everybody has to, in the company, or their clients, has to find a way how to make in new conditions and to rebuild better. 6 components is 2 of which I found for all of them. Practically, I described in a keywords what is situation, but agiling and practically defining Agile Learning Manifesto is, by my opinion, on the place number 1 from all of those 6. And one more thing. I think that next year COVID will be at the end. I think that we will meet each other here next year also, and 1 month in advance I would like to wish you Merry Christmas and happy and prosperous new 2020 years. That's all from my side. If you have questions, topic is not easy. I'm here to answer this. I'm working now at one, and I worked on a few projects about digital transformation in the past. I think that I summarized in general what is most important. So if you have questions, I'm here.
So we are talking about big changes in data transformation in business operations. And so my question is about the risk of major losses in quality in the business operations and in the data transformation itself.
Risks, at first I will answer on the keyword risk. Risks are high, very high. Possibility or chances to fail for a company who don't understand these topics or who don't have enough talents are very high. This is the reason why I like to, let's say, say that talents and organizational culture is on the place number one. First part of the question was...
how would you address that issue of losing the quality in business operations?
How we will address quality? Okay, we have, now we're going from, let's say, what we're learning in Serbian schools or universities, let's say, we don't learning nothing about how we will create strategies. So strategies are something what we must find on Khan Academy or in another sources. So building strategies is very important. We must deliver strategy to C-level board, to executive director. If you have small companies, to let's say general manager of this company, what strategy will be and what is percentage of failure not to deliver what we promise. Okay, one thing is, oh, I am a great guy, I know everything, but if I don't have so much power, or if I don't go, if I don't, let's say, have so much foundation for this project in the future, projects will go down. So strategizing is second critical option, and we must think strongly about that when we have to approach to the general management. I don't know if you're satisfied with my answer, or we have to discuss, or maybe I am inviting all of us to discuss if we have something more.
So you mentioned organizational culture a couple of times. So I'm wondering what kind of organizational culture should be in place in order for the transformation to take place? Let's say a lot of companies, much better to say we have strict hierarchy and we don't looking at the talents. Maybe talents lying in some last room of the company, of the organization. We must give opportunity to all people to say what they know, what they planning related to this topic, digital transformation, let's say. So we must give the chance to every single people, especially young men, to deliver their experience and to say what they're thinking about digital transformation. In Serbia and in some countries, this is not situation. Somebody must report to someone who is at the top. Maybe this guy at the top is not more clever than our young friend, and we must change this. I'm thinking about that. We have tools to manage actions in a company. I mentioned Scrum. I saw, let's say, usage of Scrum technology. I think that all of you knows what is Scrum. Let's say when we buying products in some supermarket, when we speaking with the company who deliver our products, we have also to use Scrum, not only in programming techniques during programming process.
I think about computer programming.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any more questions? If not, thank you, Petar, for your great presentation, and we will continue in a few minutes.